Welcome to Bracket Basher, the podcast. We take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your host for this one this week, and this is.
I am the bearded bastard Kevin, the one with the most luscious beard of them all, and this is.
Bubbles, your beardless bastard here, also known as the Senator. And this is.
And we have two guests this week. I'm going to start with CJ because CJ's been here before. CJ, how you doing there, sir?
I am awesome. It is Sunday. I am alive. That's a beautiful thing. I'm the music god CJ Plain, YouTube music reactor, podcaster of the Noise Report. Currently writing two books that will be published later this year, and soon to come, the music god's rock and roll food reviews. So I'll be doing that one with my 13-year-old. So we're gonna have fun with that.
And the bottom center of the screen today, I'm going to change that in a second. But in the bottom center of the screen, we have a newcomer, never been on the show before. I sent her a previous episode that we had, and apparently she loves it. So she wants to join us today. So Rocky, how you doing?
Hey guys, Rocky Rocket in the building, coming straight to you from New Orleans, fresh off of Mardi Gras in detox mode.
That's never good.
I am an author and a coach to independent music artists everywhere on musicbizwiz.com.
And it's always nice to have new people here. Rocky especially because Rocky deals with music. CJ also deals with music, so that's why they are our guests this week because we are also dealing with music. We are talking about people, famous musicians out there who have never won a Grammy. Since this list was made, there was one person on here has won a Grammy, has won a couple of Grammys, and I will point that out when that does happen. But in fact, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna have one of you guys, if you happen to notice it, who is the one person out of 32 on here that has won the Grammy recently since this list was made. Let's start this off. Actually, before we get started, I'm going to give the panelists today, including myself, a little bit of help. We call them lifelines. Number one, blowing your load. Like always, we vote round robin style on their show. So if you're one of the first people to go and don't want to be one of the first people to go, blow your load. It means you're going last. If somebody else blows their load after you, you are no longer going last, but going directly before them, and so on and so forth. And this lifeline is good to the end of the game. The other two that are not, however, good to the end of the game, only good until the end of round three, are steal a vote. You are allowed to steal one person's vote one time during the game as long as they have not voted yet, and it is your turn. Number three, pass the parcel. As you guys know, I'm a huge Bluey fan. That's where this comes from. If there's one time during the game that you do not want to vote for any reason, you can give your vote to the Facebook audience. I have them written on the board so I don't have to search for anything anymore. And it goes to the audience the audience have been voting all week on Facebook. The bracket batch is the audience vote. So again, one time during the game, so use it wisely. I start us off. It is either going to be Brian McKnight. What's up, Kevin? Oh, I thought you were saying something. It's either going to be Brian McKnight or Chuck Berry. I like Brian McKnight. I do. The song "Back at One" is actually one of my favorite wedding songs. I'm a wedding officiant, so I've heard it a lot. But Chuck Berry, his creepiness aside, I'm not going to get into that. I guarantee you somebody else will. I'm going to go with Chuck Berry on this one simply because I actually like his music more. So Chuck Berry will be getting my vote. Kevin?
Well, because his song was in one of my favorite movies of all time, and Rocky Rocket is down there in New Orleans, Chuck Berry. Way down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans,
Gets another one, Bubbles.
evergreens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and give Brian McKnight the first vote.
Gets one, CJ.
Um, I'm gonna go with Chuck Berry, but for a completely different song. One of his funny songs, and he wrote the song "My Ding-a-Ling," which is a great classic song. If you know the song, you know it. If you don't, listen to it, you'll laugh. Um, yeah.
And Rocky finishes out.
I'm going to have to go with Chuck Berry only because I think that he's earned that. Unfortunately, he's passed away, but I feel like in his career he's done so much. Not that I don't like Brian McKnight, but yeah, like you guys said, I'm down in New Orleans and I don't want to get jumped on my way out of here. So, let's go with Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry gets a nod 4-1 to the next round. Kevin starts us off. Is it Kiss, the band Kiss, or Sia?
It's Kiss. It's, yeah. Gotta go Kiss.
Gets a vote. Bubbles.
I'm also gonna go ahead and have to go with Kiss on this one. I do like Sia, but it's gotta be Kiss.
I didn't even realize Kiss didn't have a damn Grammy.
I know, right? I don't even know how many times they've been nominated, but they've never actually won one. CJ.
Um, I am also going to go with Kiss, and I believe Sia. You mentioned one artist winning a Grammy. I believe Sia is the one that has actually won the Grammy since then.
Not according to what I've seen.
Oh,
Sia's been nominated multiple times, but
oh, okay.
unfortunately, people like Beyonce had beat her out.
Well, I thought
So
she won for the whole ceiling, champagne
no,
ceiling or something.
for a chandelier.
Chandelier, that's it.
Yeah,
It had
no,
something to do with
I
it.
I
Are
wouldn't
It had
even
you
put
something.
her on that
detoxing,
one.
CJ?
Do what?
I,
Are you detoxing?
No, I had something to do. I don't listen to a lot of modern pop music. I just remember it had something to do with the ceiling. Um, so I was thinking like, you know, disco ball.
no,
Cool.
that's Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
No, actually, she talked about disco stick, not disco
I mean,
ball.
it's Lady
They
Gaga
go
and Sia
together,
are
stick and
so
ball. All
similar.
right, Rocky, Kiss,
Normally.
Sia.
I'd say Kiss. I know I've been going with the more legendary groups and artists, but I feel like they deserve it. Like, I mean, how are you I agree with y'all. How have you been in the industry for that long and you haven't gotten a Grammy? That's just not they've done so much work. They deserve it.
I'm gonna be the one person here that is gonna go for Sia. The vocal range on this woman alone deserves a Grammy. I like Kiss's music for the most part. I kind of put Kiss and Michael Jackson in the same respect. I'm not a fan of theirs collectively, but there's certain songs of theirs that I absolutely love. I can't name any right now off the top of my head, but Sia, dude, her voice just fantastic. I'm gonna go for Sia on this one. Kiss moves on 4-1 to the next round. Bubbles starts us off. Bubbles, is it Dean Martin or Katy Perry?
Oh my god, I'm gonna sound so girly right now. I'm gonna go with Katy Perry on this. I absolutely love her music.
Gets a vote, CJ.
Um, I guess in fairness, I lean more towards Dean Martin as a comedian than as a singer. I know he was a great singer, but I really can't name an actual song that he sang that was his, other than New York, New York. Um, so I'm gonna have to go Katy Perry. I think.
Gets a vote, Rocky.
Okay, I think you guys know which way I'm gonna vote here because I'm consistent. But at the same time, if anybody from the Grammys is listening, you guys totally need to go back in time and award some of these legendary artists so that we can get the fact that they haven't received a Grammy off of the table. Because yeah, that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, Dean Martin.
Gets a vote. I I'm gonna go for Dean Martin as well. I like Katy Perry. I like more of Katy Perry's songs than Dean Martin, but I think Dean Martin should have gotten his due long before this point. And I think Katy Perry still has some work to do to outrank some of the people that she's contending with currently, type thing. So I'm gonna go with Dean Martin as well. Kevin, tie breaking decision. Is it Katy Perry or Dean Martin?
While I do love some Dean Martin, some of that classic music, I'm gonna roll or for Katy Perry on this one.
3-2. I would like to make note that Dean Martin in the Facebook audience vote, Dean Martin ended up going head to head in the finals, and he's out in round one. Okay, check on that real quick. Uh, Out in round one. Katy Perry moves on to the next round. CJ, is it Diana Ross or Jimi Hendrix?
Mm. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy because I love Jimmy, but Jimmy was the biggest influence for my greatest guitarist of all time, which is Gary Moore. So that in and of itself, I gotta go Jimmy.
Gets a vote. Rocky. Are you with us there dear?
Are you muted, Rocky?
Oh yes, I am. Okay. I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna have to go with Diana Ross on this question. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, don't get me wrong, he was definitely a force to be reckoned with and definitely a mold breaker. But I just can't believe that Diana Ross, as part of the Supremes, hasn't won and still a living legend, still performing, still selling out venues. Like how has she not won a Grammy? So I'm gonna go with Diana Ross on this one.
Diana Ross gets a vote. I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix on this one. I think the Supremes. I haven't checked this, but I think the Supremes have won a Grammy, but I don't think Diana Ross has won one singly.
As a solo
Yeah,
artist. Oh, okay.
as
Well,
a
that makes
solo.
sense. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but Jimi Hendrix, dude, like the the national anthem alone is enough to earn at least some kind of nod somewhere. It is one of those iconic versions of that song that I've ever heard. So I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix. Kevin,
This one's a tough one for me, actually, because I agree with every point made by each one of the panelists here. However, I'm gonna go Diana Ross. I'm gonna go Diana Ross. It's kind of split, 1A, 1B. I'm good with either one, and so it's a flip. I flipped a coin in my head, and it landed on Ross.
all right. So Bubbles, the senator, gets tie-breaking decision. Is it Diana Ross or Jimi Hendrix?
I'm gonna have to go with Jimi Hendrix on this one.
3-2, and a split vote moves on to the next round. Rocky starts us off. Is it the
I'm off
Grateful?
mute, guys.
Is it Grateful Dead or Snoop Dogg?
Oh, that's a good one. Uh,
It'd be a great collab.
okay, I'm gonna go with Snoop. I'll go with Snoop. And yeah, okay. I know I'm breaking my usual legendary status, and yes, Grateful Dead is an incredible band, but I'm just really a fan of Snoop and everything that he's done to um push hip hop forward in a sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Snoop.
I agree with the Snoop vote on this one. I personally think that it's not only his music himself, but all this stuff that he's done since then and is also currently doing. I think Snoop is the only person that could like host a WrestleMania and the Olympics.
I mean, he had a show with Martha Stewart.
I
Can you
know.
picture anyone on the face of the earth in any okay, that's another show, but
Hey, Martha
yeah, he
Stewart's a
had a show
straight
with Martha
G
Stewart.
though.
Yeah. Out of the two of them, there's only one felon.
You're right.
So Snoop Dogg is my vote. Kevin, is it Snoop Dogg or Grateful Dead?
While I like the Grateful Dead, while I respect the Grateful Dead, I should say, just like Snoop, I got bitches in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the
Six
morning.
in the morning.
I was at my daughter's play. My daughter's 17 years old. I was at my daughter's play this last uh, Friday night, and she helped tear down and everything else. But she lives in a small town, so the only thing open after the show was a local bar. Now, since it's a small town, it's not only a local bar; they sell food, and since it's more than half of the amount, they allow kids in there underage, and we were sitting there talking, and the DJ came in because it was, of course, Friday night, and they started playing music, and uh, that song came on, and I'm sitting there going, like, dude, this is my childhood type music, and I feel so. I was standing 6 feet from the actual DJ, and I'm like, dude, I feel so old right now. It's not even funny.
Him
Uh,
and Pharrell together is just automatically a hit too. Like that Pharrell helped him move from his gangster, type of persona, I feel, into more of a commercialized party type of music.
Oh, Snoop's still a gangster.
Oh yeah, reformed. He's about as much of a gangster now as I feel Ice Cube is. So,
That yeah, I could yeah.
you could be a gangster and still have a family and not be in and out of jail, right?
It's all context. Like the recent incident with Method Man. When you think about Method Man slapping that dude in the gym, Method has built this really clean image of himself. But don't forget, it's still Method Man.
It's
It's
still
still
Method Man. I agree with that.
so
Yeah.
you can still bring that out of them given them circumstances. So
Bubbles,
Absolutely.
Snoop, Grateful Dead.
there you go.
It
That's
was
fine.
unmuted. I don't know what I did. I think I muted it thinking I had it muted. God damn it. I was just
Thank
saying
God
I
I'm
don't
not the
listen.
only one, Bubbles. Thank you.
Dude,
No,
it
like
happens every week.
every week I think I have my shit together, and every week I prove that I really don't. I was just saying I don't listen to the Grateful Dead. Not anything against them. I just have not sought them out, I guess. So I am gonna go with Snoop Dogg on this one.
And CJ, finish this out.
So let me put this in a context that I think is going to make a lot of sense. The Grateful Dead were one of the most legendary live bands
Still are.
of all time. on record, they're about as interesting as watching paint dry. The studio was not their forte. So absolutely got to go with Snoop. Snoop is, you know, as far as a recording artist, is far superior to the Grateful Dead. In a live setting, though, that completely turns on its head.
Have you ever seen Snoop commentate like on National Geographic or
Yeah.
those things with like Kevin Hart? It's freaking hilarious.
I still want to hear a Christmas album from Snoop and Anna Kendrick. I really do, because like they gave us a small tidbit of it, and I still love that song. I really it is on my Christmas sound list. It really is. Anyway, 5-0 Bubbles. What is that?
Oh my God, it's our first
Snoop Dogg moves on.
Yeah,
I
one
start.
more thing about Snoop. I know we've all been on that, but did you guys see that commercial that he had about the barbecue pit or like some kind of smoke?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and he said, I'm being paid to because these guys feel like my influence will make you want to buy, like, him saying that in a commercial was totally awesome. Whoever wrote that is a genius because it's like we know it, but the fact that they actually had him say that in a commercial, I had never seen that before, and it just adds to Snoop breaking the molds everywhere.
Well, it's that one, and they were talking about Snoop Dogg. He's gonna stop smoking, and it was a
Yeah,
smokeless
that was
grill
it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
or like a smokeless fire, like one of those glass fire pit type things that they have that don't create smoke, but they still create heat type thing. And I'm sitting there going like that was probably one of the best. The only other thing that I can imagine that as far as advertisements that Snoop Dogg is involved in is those Bic lighters that have like the tiny extended type thing going on. And it's he's sitting there talking about lighting candles and stuff like that.
I
And
haven't seen
then
that one. I'll have to look it up.
and then Martha Stewart pipes in and goes, among other things. Like,
Sometimes you just transcend,
Yeah.
though. Like the other night at the Oscars, that skit with Adam Sandler. You know, Adam is another one. He has transcended Hollywood at this point. Like he doesn't need Hollywood. Like he could dress how he wants, go where he wants, say what he wants. He's just gonna be Adam. There's no sort of reining him into a box. And Snoop is that way now. Snoop can, whether he wants to do pop or hip hop, movies or TV shows, whether he wants to do commercials or cooking shows, he can just sort of float and do whatever he wants.
did he really get kicked out of the show for wearing what he was wearing?
No, it was a whole skit that was planned.
Okay, because I don't watch the Oscars. I refuse to watch award shows unless it's like the certain Hall of Fame ceremonies and stuff like that. But that's what I'm gonna go with.
He
Anyway,
sat
I start.
he sat there for an hour until uh, Conan pointed him out, and then he did the whole thing about why are you picking on me, blah blah blah, and then he kissed the dude and walked out. It just it was a Billy Madison moment is really what it was.
I start this one off. It is either going to be Nicki Minaj or Journey. Uh, Nicki Minaj is not my type of music. Nicki Minaj is not my type of person. Uh, so this is a matter of taste for me, and I just don't have the taste for Nicki Minaj. I appreciate what she's done as a musician. I'm nowhere near her level, so I'm not gonna bring her down at all. Journey though, like talking about lasting time, Journey is still touring. Like to this day, still there's a show up in Des Moines, not like I think this summer type thing, and they're still doing shows, and even in Iowa, and that's big type thing to do that many shows, still be that big to be pulling numbers in Iowa. That's yeah. Journey gets my vote. Kevin, Journey, Nicki Minaj.
While I would love to give a Grammy to Nicki Minaj's ass, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Journey.
Gets another one. Bubbles is away from camera right now, which means her pass to partial is forfeit. Goes to the audience vote, and a vote between 40-2. Journey gets that vote. CJ, is it Journey or Nicki Minaj?
I was actually going to pass the parcel too because I abhor both of these artists. So Journey is just one of those bands that I've never got the hype of, and I can't run to the radio to change it fast enough when they come on. So I guess if I have to choose, I would choose Journey over Nicki, but you know,
And
we'll
Rocky
leave it
finishes
at
out on
that.
this one. Is it Nicki Minaj or Journey?
Okay, I already know I'm gonna get a whole lot of crap for this vote, but I'm gonna go with Journey on this one too. Nicki Minaj, um, to me, although she has been a mold breaker as far as female hip hop is concerned, she just, I don't know, she just lacks evolution for me. So I think I'm gonna go with Journey on this one.
5-0. Journey moves on to the next round. Kevin starts us off. Kevin, is it Martina McBride or the Spice Girls?
Ooh,
So I may get some hate for this one. I'm not a big Martina McBride fan, so I'm gonna really, really, really want to give it to the Spice Girls.
Gets a vote. Bubbles is also still away from camera at this current time, so it goes to the audience vote. By a by a one vote difference, it's 11-12 on this one. Spice Girls will be getting the audience vote from Bubbles on this one. Uh, CJ,
Uh,
Martina
I
McBride or Spice
am
Girls?
I am a huge Martina McBride fan, so especially her song "The River." So we're gonna go with Martina McBride.
Rocky.
I'll tell you how I vote, how I really, really vote. There you go. Spice
Love it.
Girls all the way.
3-2. Spice Girls moves on to the next round. I would have gone with Martina McBride on this one. If I remember right, she did this song Independence Day,
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
and
her first single.
that is a damn good song. It's a good life lesson too, oddly enough. So Spice Girls moves on 3-2 to the next round. Last up in the first half of round one. Uh, uh, Kevin, you started that one off, if I remember right. So
Yes.
Bubbles would have started this one off if she's still away from camera. So going to the audience, it's either going to be Busta Rhymes or Bob Marley. The audience 15-3 is going to go for Bob Marley on this one. CJ, Bob Marley, Busta Rhymes.
We'll let the wall decide. It's Bob Marley all day.
You're very tiny on my screen, so I wouldn't have been
Oh,
able to see
it's,
that.
I have
Rocky,
I have Bob Marley next to Iron Maiden and Pink Floyd.
Rocky, is it Bob Marley or Busta Rhymes?
Oh, this is another hard one. I'd have to go with Bob Marley. His influence is just crazy, and although Busta Rhymes is another very talented individual producer, uh, in the music industry, I gotta go with Bob Marley on this one too.
Get your vote. Kevin, finish this up.
I'll go Bob Marley as well.
5-0. Bubbles will be proud.
And by the way, I don't know, I may be wrong, but I would like to hear if Bubbles would have voted for Spice Girls over Martina McBride. I think she would have. I
I
don't know. I'm
we're
very curious though.
we're gonna have to ask her when she comes back, but I'm pretty sure she would have gone with Spice Girls just because like it's her wheelhouse as far as age range goes, and I'm not gonna say girl power because it's a girl group versus a female artist, but
And
she's
she
been
kind
known.
of favors Baby Spice a little bit. I would call her Baby Spice. So
Anyway, Bob Marley moves on in a sweep to the next round. One, two, three sweeps out of 8 moves on. Can you guys hear that?
Not barely. I don't think it's coming through big time.
I think my son's playing trains upstairs. We had him. He was singing a song. We were my bedroom is right above where my studio is. You could hear him singing. I couldn't. I don't know what he was singing. Even my wife didn't know what he was singing when this was going on. She heard it at the end of the episode that just dropped today, in the extra portion. You can hear him singing on mic, and you could pick it up, type thing. It was hilarious. Anyway, that's the end of the first half of round one. One will be right back right after this break. Uh, there you go. Before I became a podcaster, I never imagined that all these requests for 5-star reviews did anything important. Well, I was wrong. But being the bashes we are, we're not going to expect you to give up those 5 stars with nothing in return. So I'll trade you for it. If you send us a letter, a question, or anything you like, anything you think is needed along with those 5 stars, we'll not only give you shout out on the show, but we'll do your submission live on air. We call this our thank you to review. If you want to do this, it is bracket BRACKETTY2R at yahoo.com to get in. It also works if you want to be a guest on any of our shows on the ABC podcast channel. Today's thank you to review comes from somebody. I'm gonna. I really wish Bubbles was on camera because this is for her. She's gonna miss it and she's gonna be super pissed about it when she comes back. This is a shout out to Bubbles. We share the same nickname, mainly because my parents are hippies and my friends are, well, uncreative. Love the show. 5 stars on Spotify because, again, fuck Apple. I have no problem with Apple. I'm going to say this right. I'm going to stop this letter. I have
I
no
do.
problem with Apple. She has problems with Apple. So, anyway, question for those with kids or without. If naming a kid now, uh, what would be your name of choice for one boy and one girl? Signed, Dawn Fields, or as my friends call me, Bubbles. I'm going to assume because of Dawn dish soap. So I'm sorry. Hopefully, Bubbles will return by the time this goes on. She's at work right now, so she's got some other stuff to do. Kevin, you want to start us out on this one?
Yeah, I keep going back and forth for the boy's name, but for the girl, I'm gonna go Kara, and then the middle name El, and then the boy. Keep going back and forth between Cal L and Marty, and of course this
ah,
is
Superman.
yes, and this is of course if it's not vetoed by the wife, of course, but Cal L and or Marty for Marty McFly. So that those would be my names.
We get to skip Bubbles on this one. CJ,
Um, I can't have any more kids, but for a girl, it'd probably be some version of Sky or Rain. For a boy, I would probably just use my gamer tag, which is Jax, like in Sons of Anarchy, with the middle name of Thunder.
Rocky.
Uh, Kevin, I'm not talking down on your Cal L, but my ex was a huge Superman uh fan,
Hmm.
and I voted down in real time the Cal L name for a boy. So but I like the names that I chose for my kids. We put AN at the end of all of them. So it's Tristan, Ethan, and the girl's name is Farron, which means adventurous, and she is. So I like those names. I never really thought of any other names other than those. I kind of had them picked out for a long time. So
I'm like CJ. I can't have any more kids. That's by choice. I took myself out of the game on purpose. Uh,
Next week.
dude, I tell people all the time because uh, people talk about women getting themselves fixed and everything else. I'm like, dude, you know how much surgery that takes and how costly it is, not only in like price wise, but just that's like a 6 week recovery at least. I drove home from my surgery when I got mine done. For a guy, like you literally your recovery time is if you're a wuss about it, it'll take you a weekend. And especially right now being March Madness season, this is perfect time to do it because you get a chance to sit there with a beer in your crotch watching basketball games. So that's what that's the perfect time. I applaud people. I applaud guys that go out and do it. To be perfectly honest. The but no, I made that choice not to have any more kids, which is fine. My uh, I think my boy's name would be Montana, just because I've always loved that name. Um, there's no real reason behind it. I just always loved that name. But my girl's name would be Charlotte, but we wouldn't call her Charlotte. It'd be Charlie. Charlie is a family name, uh, going through different generations, but it's always been used by a guy in the family and never a girl. So if I was said that if I ever had a girl, I only have one girl, and the deal was if it turned out to be a girl, mom would get to pick the name. If it turned out to be a boy, dad would get to pick the name, and it turned out to be a girl. So um, and I had the flip idea when my son was born, my youngest son was born with my now wife, saying that if it was a girl, I get to choose the name. If it was a boy, she gets to choose the name. See, now your mic is on and you're dragging sound.
That's because I accidentally dropped it. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Yes, yes.
All right. But the entire deal is that she uh if if it was a girl, I get to pick it. If it was a boy, she got to pick it. We had a boy. It's the same one you guys heard singing last week on air in the background. So it worked. It didn't work out for me both times. Bubbles is back, so she gets to answer. You have kids, and there's an echo somewhere.
Is it me? Am I the problem?
I don't know. Might be Kevin. Kevin's dealing with stuff right now.
Oh, am I muted? I thought I was muted.
Somebody's microphone is too close to their speakers.
Is this helpful?
I have no idea. All right.
Yes.
I'm not hearing myself now, so that's good.
Okay.
Bubbles, you have kids now, but if you could pick out one girl name and one boy name, what would you choose?
Um, so I think for a girl, I really like the name Nyx. Um, I love all of the different gods that are out there, but kind of like as far as like a name, Nyx is something that definitely draws for me. And I think for a boy, I would have to go ahead and go with Lander.
There you go. Oh, Bubbles, I'm gonna read this letter out to you because this letter was directed to you.
Okay.
This is a shout out to Bubbles. We share the same nickname, mainly because my parents are hippies and my friends are, well, uncreative. Uh, Love the show. 5 stars on Spotify because fuck Apple. And then gives the entire question. Signed by Don Fields, or as my friends call me, Bubbles. Again, I'm assuming this has to do with Dawn dish soap. So
Well, it's
she didn't
very
say
nice to
that.
meet you, Bubbles.
She didn't say that, but I'm pretty sure that's why. Because I am uncreative as hell as well. Thank you, Dawn, for being part of the Thank You to Review crew. If you guys out there want to be part of the Thank You to Review crew, it is bracket BRACKETTY2R at yahoo.com. All emails go directly to me. Uh, Bubbles, you were asked a question while you were gone, by the way. And just to catch up, is it Nicki Minaj or Journey?
Oh my lord. What the fuck, Freddie? Like, okay, because we all know that my like middle child absolutely loves Nicki Minaj. Like, just can't get enough of her. But I personally like Journey myself. Like, I can turn that on and just rock out in my car. I am hella basic. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm okay with this. Um, mm, FTK, man. I'm gonna go with Journey.
Journey won that 5-0. Buster Rhymes or Bob Marley?
Oh, Buster Rhymes is so fun, but I think I'm gonna go with Bob Marley.
Bob Marley also went 5-0 on this one. This was the one that was questioned. Is it Martina McBride or the Spice Girls?
Oh, oh, fuck you, Freddie. Fuck you. Uh,
A little bit
this
more of
is,
a northern accent on that one. That's
I,
cool.
She did. She gave you a good old fuck you off ready there.
it's so
That's right.
funny. So
And
I don't even know
another
where it
penny came
comes
out in
from
her.
because I'm a West Coast girly. Like, like occasionally this like northern accent just pops in, and I don't know why or how or where it originates from. Oh man, this is some bullshit, Freddie.
I would like you to know, by the way, this did end up being a split vote.
Oh, split vote.
So
Oh,
it went down to the audience on your end because you weren't here, and it was a split vote among them too because it ended up being 11-12.
what?
But I had my thoughts on who you were going to pick, who I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to interfere with the vote. But I also feel that you were going to vote a particular way. So no pressure though.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I love Spice Girls, Spice World, all things Spice. You know, that's the 90s kid in me. Um, mm, but, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with McBride.
No.
Spice Girls ended up moving on 3-2 to the next round because Spice Girls got the one more vote in the audience vote, because you weren't here to vote, so the audience voted for you.
Wow.
So,
You
Audience are
let me
obviously
down,
Apple fans.
Bubbles. You
I'm
let me
so
down.
sorry.
but okay.
Mm.
Second question. Second question on that one. Um, if you could choose a Spice Girl to be, what Spice Girl are you?
Do I have to really answer?
Yes, because the question
Yes.
was brought up. So
Okay, so for Spotify land that's not watching us live, which if you're not, you should be.
Posh.
I'm absolutely Scary Spice. I'm just kidding. I'm just damn baby Spice, obviously.
all right. Welcome back for the second half of round one. It looks like CJ starts this off. CJ, is it J Lo or Blake Shelton?
Oh, it's Blake Shelton all day.
Gets a vote. Rocky.
Okay, I'm kind of sort of mad at Blake for the whole Blake and Gwen thing, getting into celebrity issues. He was let me see. It was Blake or who?
J Lo. So if you would
Oh.
talk about celebrity issues, I'm pretty sure J Lo's got him
I
beat.
know, I know, I know. All right,
Jenny
well,
Johnson from the block.
yeah, I know, right? Let's go with Jenny from the block. Let her win something.
Uh, the song "Red" will always get my vote. Period. From Blake Shelton.
Chew tobacco,
Awesome.
chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit.
Uh, so there's a whole bunch of songs on his list that I absolutely love. I'm not a big J Lo fan, so I'm gonna have to go with Blake Shelton. Kevin, is it Blake Shelton or J Lo?
Didn't J Lo hide a gun for somebody in her hoo ha?
Yeah,
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
allegedly.
Good
Yeah.
for
For,
her. Way to use our extra pocket.
I mean, I would have loved to have
Gangster.
watched it, but I think I'm gonna go Blake Shelton on this.
Could you imagine if that went off?
Oh, I'm sure
Like,
something went off.
try to.
I just got to say one thing real quick for my friend Kate. J Lo has more rings than the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, that's not hard to do though.
Oh my God, y'all need sound effects. I
I'm
could
pretty.
I could
I'm pretty
really
sure Kevin
imagine a
has sound effects
gunshot
somewhere.
right there.
I'm pretty sure Kevin has sound effects somewhere.
I
So.
do. I do. Boom. There you go. I also have this one.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
I don't have a lot here because I haven't done a lot, but I got like that one.
I am an asshole.
We're gonna
Appreciate it. All
call
right.
that one the narcissist button.
You like me. You really like me. Bubbles, finish this up. Blake Shelton, J Lo.
Personally, I think I like JLo more in the movie sense than I do
Yeah.
musically.
I'd rather watch her than hear
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
her.
Hey,
So,
that is one of the only men on earth I will cry when he passes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
um, so I am myself going to go ahead and go with Blake Shelton on this one.
Gives a vote. Blake Shelton moves on 4-1 on this one. By the way, bringing up the entire death scenario on that one, we do have an episode listed, 12/21 of this year. It's being known as Best in Death. We're gonna have one movie represented by somebody who have died. I'm about to say died in the past, so died by that point, and representing them. And there's a lot of people that we're gonna be missing from well beyond My number one that comes up is definitely Robin Williams. So trying to pick one movie of his is going to be absolutely crazy, and it's going to be a fun bracket to do. But
Betty White will be difficult.
John Candy.
not for movie wise, because like Betty White wasn't in a lot of movies.
If I had to dig, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
I still love that one. Rocky, is it the Jonas Brothers or Tupac?
Oh, come on. Oh God. You know what's crazy is I was really a hardcore music fan around the Jonas Brothers time, but it was between NSYNC and Backstreet Boys always. So yeah, no Jonas Brothers. We're going with Tupac for show on this
Tupac gets a vote. I'm gonna go for Tupac as well. I'm not a big Joe Bros fan. Um, Dear Mama is still one of my favorite Tupac songs,
Yeah.
and like will always be. So I'm gonna go for Tupac on this one. Kevin, Tupac,
So Dear
Jonas
Mama
Brothers.
and California Love with Dre is my two favorite Pac songs.
I I can't count I can't count collaborative ones if there's more than like three people in it,
I
type
can,
thing,
all right.
because you don't really know where the credit goes.
I'm still going Tupac.
Tupac gets another one. Uh, Bubbles.
Rocky, I need to know. Is it NSYNC or is it Backstreet Boys?
Oh,
Uh,
hmm.
we might be getting to that later. Just spoiler. They're both on this. They're both in this bracket. So there is a possibility for them to face each other later on.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'll save my answer,
Okay, so
bubble.
yeah, so we'll go ahead. We'll save it. We'll keep our secrets for now.
I will tell you that both of them did lose in round one though. So it's
Well,
gonna
they're
be
not now.
Well, if one of them loses, then we can share the secrets.
yeah.
Um,
Bye, bye, bye.
so me personally, I do enjoy Jonas Brothers. Like my teenage heart definitely does. However, I also don't feel that they did or have done anything like Grammy worthy at this point. Um, so I'm gonna go with Tupac on this.
I don't think they ever done anything as a group worthy of it.
No,
S- single doing it solo maybe. There's a couple songs out there that depending on who they're going up against may have had the ability, but I don't believe in the Grammys anyway because again the entire Beyonce's country album type thing is yeah.
I
Um,
just think Jonas Brothers are definitely like Disney Channel fun. Like when I listen to them, even as like adult sense, I still like think Disney Channel.
I was talking to somebody last night because tomorrow we're doing the recasting call and we're recasting the original Star Wars movie. So uh, not New Hope because I think New Hope was the third one or no. Say what is episode 4?
I, I don't know off
Return
the
of the
top of my
Jedi,
head.
I think. It's say
I'll
Return of
Google
the
it.
Jedi. I'm pretty
Episode
sure.
4 is New Hope.
Is
New
it New
Hope.
Hope?
It's the original.
Okay. So we're doing New Hope tomorrow for the recasting call, and um, Jonas, one of the Jonas brothers, the one that's actually in all of the movies, was suggested for Han, and I'm like, that's not a bad shout out
Right?
to be really honest. Yeah. Anyway,
That's what I was saying. I was like, what's the problem with that? That wouldn't be bad.
CJ, Tupac, Jonas Brothers.
I'm going to get obscure on this one and say only one of these artists has been in a Bill Murray comedy. So we're going to go with Tupac.
So that makes so far 1, 2, 3, 4 sweeps.
We are just cleaning house today, aren't we?
Before we move on,
Don't
can
you
I ask
know?
a question?
Feel free.
Jonas Brothers or Hanson?
Hanson.
Hanson hasn't won a
Hanson.
Grammy, right?
They weren't on this list, so I'm assuming that they did
I'm
because I'm
bopping all the way to that one.
But if you actually listen to the Hanson records, they are
Yeah,
really
I'd go with
good
Hanson
songwriters
on
and
this one.
performers.
yeah, they really
All
are.
right.
That was such a shitty way to. I mean, I realize it blew them up, but they are so much above and beyond that song. It's just ridiculous.
So Rocky started that one off. I start this one off. It's either going to be an easy vote. Selena Gomez or Biggie Smalls. Again, it's an easy vote. I'm going Biggie on here. There's no reason not to. Kevin, Biggie Smalls or Selena Gomez?
I've never been a Biggie fan, and I'll go audience vote on this one.
Biggie Smalls it is. Shit. Let's say just so you can say that you never actually voted for Biggie. You just
Yeah.
it's a reason. It's a reason. Biggie Smalls gets a second vote off of that one. Bubbles, Biggie Smalls or Selena Gomez?
Selena Gomez. She is a national treasure that should be like catered in a bubble. Protect her.
You can be
Hey,
her
CJ?
hey, hey,
senator.
hey.
I'll
That
be your
that
senator.
title can that title can only go to Walton Goggins.
You gonna wear goggins on your noggin?
CJ, vote.
Um, you're gonna go Biggie because I think just like somebody said earlier, I prefer her more as a actress than a singer.
It's fair enough. I accept that.
I don't even prefer
That
her as an
the
actress.
face Freddie made.
I mean, what she was in Wizards of Waverly Place, but what else was she in?
Oh, she
Supporting
Uh,
was
actress.
in what was it?
only
Mur-
murderers live here, or something like that.
Oh,
Murders in the
only murders
building.
in the
Yeah.
building.
There we go.
She did
I
that
think the first
romantic
5 episodes of
romantic
that
comedy
without
with Chris
watching it.
Pratt too.
Uh, Rocky, finish this out. Is it Biggie Smalls or Selena Gomez?
Um, Although I really do honestly believe that Selena Gomez deserves some type of award for putting up with Justin Bieber's shenanigans through the years, I'm gonna have to go with Biggie on this one. Um, yeah, yeah, let's go with Biggie.
4-1. Biggie moves on. Next up, Kevin starts us off. Kevin, is it Janis Joplin or ABBA?
We'll go Janice. I think I like Janice a little bit better on this one.
Get to vote, Bubbles.
I agree. Janis Joplin.
CJ?
I like her.
Um, I'm going with ABBA on this one. They're just disgustingly catchy, and I bet any one person, if you were to sit down and actually listen to their greatest hits, you would know every single song.
Rocky.
I think majority wins here. Janis Joplin.
I honestly, I can't name a single Janis Joplin song off the top of my head. ABBA, however, I'm gonna agree with CJ on this one. Is catchy as fuck, and I'm also a fan of musicals, and they did 2 complete movies with ABBA songs, being entire Mamma Mia type thing. So I'd go with ABBA on this one. Janis Joplin moves on 3-2 to the next round, though. Bubbles, is it Demi Lovato or Miley Cyrus?
Ooh. This is a fuck you, Freddie, for me.
Right? Oh my god. What the fuck, Freddie? Like,
I mean, is this a lesser two evils on for you there, Kevin, or is it like
No, I actually like some of these art, like them. Not
all
gonna lie.
right?
because they're fun, man. Oh man. Um,
Why Bubbles is thinking, I would like to apologize for the audience out there. I'm looking down at my screen instead of at the camera because I can't find the box that I have my computer normally sitting on. So normally it would be like right there, so I can actually see it. But I got a new desk, so it's I had to rearrange some things, so I apologize.
do we have any live listeners that have any suggestions? Or
I don't have it on tap. No.
oh man, okay. And you know what? Actually, I did find the artist that you were talking about. Miley Cyrus is the one that won the Grammy.
That is right.
By the way, it just clicked. I was like, wait, she had one because she did the flower song and like I got my
Mhm.
first Grammy, and I'm like, get it, girl, get it. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna give it to Demi Lovato on this one. I feel like she's gone through some shit, and she's sang about that shit, and she's gone from like pop to like rock, and she's just kind of got a little bit of a wide range right now, and I like it. I can go for that, so I'm gonna go with Demi Lovato.
Gets a vote, CJ.
Um, I like. Uh, you know what? We're gonna go with Miley just for the Dolly Parton connection. Let's just go there because Miley is actually a really talented singer. Her poor life choices aside,
Well, both of them have made poor life choices.
I don't know as much about Demi, but
I'm
I,
pretty sure
you know,
everybody on this list has made poor life choices.
yeah.
Just
I've made some poor life choices.
So
I make excellent
we'll go
life
with
choices.
Miley.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've made poor life choices. I'm here. So
Well, congratulations, Mr. Head Bastard, for being the one person on this podcast with no poor.
No, I make poor decisions on the daily, but every bad decision is a good opportunity to do better. So there realistically there is no bad decisions. They're just better opportunities. Uh, so Miley gets that vote. Rocky, is it Miley or Demi Lovato?
I like Miley. I don't know, something about her bad girl, then she tried to be a housewife and now she's back to bad girl again. Um, yeah, I kind of dig that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for Miley.
Miley gets another one. Uh, Bubbles is away from keyboard, so I was. Oh, the Bubbles already voted. Never mind. It's been a day. It's been a day already. I mean, day's hardly started yet, and it's already been a day. I'm gonna go for Miley as well. Although I I kind of wanted Demi Lovato to uh play Galinda in the new Wicked movie, but it just didn't happen, and it still bothers me. So Miley Cyrus gets my vote and the win. Kevin, finish this up.
I think I'll go Demi Lovato. I think she has a better range than Miley, and that song "Confident" is amazing. I love that song "Confident" by Demi Lovato.
Next up, CJ, is it Guns N' Roses or Rush?
Um, I respect Rush, but I'm not a fan of Getty's voice. Love his bass playing. Guns N' Roses probably has one of the top 3 greatest debut records of all time. So we'll go with Guns N' Roses.
Rocky.
I just hopped off screen to Google Rush because I don't know. I never heard of them before. So you said Rush or who?
Guns N' Roses. GNR.
Oh yeah, okay, I've heard of Guns N' Roses. So yeah, we'll go with Guns N' Roses on that one.
I had to go with Guns N' Roses too. I had to do the same thing as Rocky did when this list came out. I had to Google who Rush was because I've never.
You guys have
Granted, it's
never
not.
heard Tom Sawyer?
I mean, yeah, but like the song more than the artist itself. And if you're only known for one
Right.
song, it's kind of hard to, unless you're like, I don't know, MC Hammer or something like that, where
What was the
you're.
one song that they're popular for?
Tom Sawyer.
Because
Today's
I
Tom
Googled real
Sawyer.
quick and
Doing
I didn't
anymore.
see anything I've heard of at all.
No,
Yeah. They're by your taste. I mean,
they really are.
if
They're
you don't
highly
like
acquired taste.
progressive rock, you won't like Rush. I mean, they're not. There's really nothing commercial about them, other than you know that song was used in the movie, and that sort of blew them up, and you know.
Kevin, is it Rush or Guns N' Roses?
Well, I'm rushing my way to vote for Guns N' Roses.
And Bubbles finishes up.
Oh man, I'm having a hard time with this one because my first year going to Aftershock, Guns N' Roses was like the headliner. Um,
You're muted.
no way.
No, she's not.
No, she's not.
I can hear her just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I was sitting here, I'm like looking, I was like, wait.
Hold on.
Anyways,
Yeah,
we
you're
can hear you,
tapping your mic.
CJ.
We can hear your mic.
Sound.
They were an hour late getting on stage, and I'm like, that's a little bit rude. Um, which I guess is like not uncommon for them either. And again, I'm still like, man, that's rude. But on the other side of that, I do like more of their songs than I do of Rush. So I'm gonna have to go with Guns N' Roses with disdain.
And 5-0 makes it a what?
Stop looking outside my door.
It's a sweep,
Bitches.
bitches.
Rocky starts us off on this one. Rocky, is it the Beach Boys or the Backstreet Boys?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hmm.
Please
I'd say the
remember,
Backstreet Boys.
but I say, please remember, you do have all of your lifelines left as well. So,
Oh no, I definitely am not going to use any of those. I want my opinion to count. No, we'll go with Backstreet Boys on that one. Although I do like Beach Boys, some of their songs are catchy. So, but yeah, definitely Backstreet Boys.
I'm gonna go for Backstreet Boys as well, just in hopes that the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC end
Put
up
on a very
facing
bad.
each other later on. So, Kevin, Backstreet Boys or Beach Boys?
Everybody. Yeah. Rock your body. Backstreet's back. All right.
Gives the vote and the win.
How the fuck do I leave the
Bubbles.
studio?
Was that Beastie Boys or Beach Boys?
The Beach Boys and Backstreet Boys
Oh, then Backstreet Boys.
gets a vote. CJ's away from camera right now. He's having audio issues, which means his path to partial. Well, hold on. Maybe not. CJ, are you with us?
Oh.
We can hear him, but he cannot hear us.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, either way, I was gonna mute him to see his path. His path to partial is off the board between the Backstreet Boys and the Beach Boys. And honestly, I think he would probably gone this way anyway. The Beach Boys ended up winning 3-29 off of that one, but Backstreet Boys BSB moves on 4-1 to the next round. Last up in round one, and looks like I start this one off. It's either In Sync or Queen.
Ooh.
Freddie!
Oh.
Freddie!
Freddie.
No.
You wonder why I waited for this one for last.
Fuck
Galileo.
Galileo!
I
Galileo Figaro!
Fuck you with the gun that J Lo hid in her.
Huhai.
Yeah.
Uh, Again, same reason I voted for Backstreet Boys. I'm gonna go for NSYNC on this one, just just because. And I like Queen, but I don't think Queen. I think Queen gets a lot more hype than what's deserved. They're
But
good.
did you see the movie though?
I think you are totally wrong on this one. I think
I
Oh
might be
my
Queen.
totally wrong, but
god.
I'm gonna go for NSYNC on this one. Kevin, Queen, NSYNC.
While I want to vote for NSYNC because I think for my generation NSYNC was where it was at, um, I cannot I cannot vote against Queen. Freddie Mercury's voice is just absolutely amazing. I love almost every song Queen put out. I got to go with Queen.
Bubbles.
Having a good time, having a good time. However, I'm gonna also have to go with Freddie because I kind of want this NSYNC Backstreet Boys like face off to happen. So
They are in the same corner. All right. So they're not going to face off in the finals. If they do face off, they'll face off in the quarterfinals. If they do, so they both have to win the next round as well. CJ is away from keyboard currently, so it is a uh, audience vote coming down to him, and that is it goes to Queen because Queen ended up winning this entire thing. So vote wise, for between Queen and NSYNC, it's 83-1
Wow.
on on that one. So it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Rocky. Rocky, we have something special on this show where, and it's not going to cost you anything. You're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to do anything else. But when it comes down to tie-breaking decisions, if we know who is going to be facing in the next round, you have the ability to know who is facing in the next round if you so choose. You do not have to choose it, but it's there if you need it.
Nah, go ahead. Give me that.
Either NSYNC or Queen will be facing Bob Marley in the next round.
Mm. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Um, well, first of all, let me just say, Freddie, I'm very disappointed in you choosing NSYNC over your namesake. Let's just start there. The mother in me is very disappointed in that.
It's
So,
spelled the same way too.
I know, I know. And
when I
then I have to go with Queen because they made fat bottom girls popular.
Okay, first of all, fat bottom girls are always popular. There's no like ever
Facts.
since like the queens back in olden times. Fat bottom girls have always been popular. If it wasn't
met
for
the
fat bottom
rockin'
girls,
world.
this earth would not go around. All right.
Yes, you're right. You are absolutely right about that. I retract that statement and say I'm still going with Queen because they put fat bottom girls in a song.
So CJ, since you're back,
Yes. Sorry, I lost sound on my end. I
yeah, no, I kind of figured about that. Is it Queen or In Sync?
Oh, it's not even close. It's Queen all day.
Okay,
Greatest, second greatest band of all time.
that's that's where your audience vote went to. So 3-2. Queen moves on to the next round. What, one, two, three, four, five, five to zeros. So keep that in mind. We'll be right back right after this break.
Sweet bitches.
um, CJ, what you been up to?
Writing books, man, and doing writing books and doing online courses for dual degrees in music production and media communications. We're building a social media empire. So we're gonna build it up like Mr. Beast, start making a bunch of money, and go back out into the community, support homeless shelters and other things of that nature. So
Right on.
um, if you go to the Music God Reacts or the Noise Report podcast or Music God's Rock and Roll food reviews, all those views, all that money, it's going to go back into the community to do social stuff.
For people out there in audio land, Bubbles and I are sharing different kind of hearts. All right,
All of
Can
the
you give him an applause, Freddie?
do what?
The applause button.
I don't. I didn't have access at that.
CJ, that's absolutely amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I was given the hearts, starting off with, what you were saying and giving back into the community. And I absolutely love that with my entire existence.
There is just a little background very quickly. There's a homeless shelter in the town I live in. In 1991, I got out of the military, moved in with a roommate who I found out a week later was a pedophile. I ended up homeless at 2 o'clock in the morning with nowhere to go, uh, almost no money. And I took my sleeping bag and I went to sleep outside of a tobacco shop. And the cop rolled through there and said, "You can't be here. Go to the shelter." And I was like, okay. Knocked on the door. They took me in, got me a job, got me an apartment. Um, I've never forgotten that. It literally, you don't forget people like that. And I've seen this homeless shelter here in town taking hundreds of people since then and do the same thing with other people. They find them apartments, they get them jobs, they teach them job skills, they get them clothes, any medical care they need. Um, I get my taxes every year. The first $500 of my taxes goes to the Jackson Interfaith Shelter and has since 1991. So I want to do bigger though. I want to be able to write them a check for 5,000 or 50,000 to just do anything they want with. I don't care what it's for. Just you can't put a price tag on something like that, you know. So um, that's my whole goal. Doing all of this is just building a brand, building recognition to do bigger things like that.
Going from one person who helps the world through music, we go through another person who helps the world through music. Rocky, Rocket, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, again, Rocky Rocket. Born and raised Houstonian, interestingly enough.
Nice.
Um, and Houston's kind of the center of independent music. Um, we have a very long, legendary history of hip hop and individuals selling CDs out of their trunks. I have worked with the estate of DJ Screw. and Screwed Up Records and Tapes very, very closely. And I also help put together as independent research advisor for a museum art exhibition for dedicated to the DJ Screw legacy called Float and Throat that premiered at the Contemporary Arts Museum here, actually not here because I'm not there, but in Houston, Texas. And I love hip hop, and it's a lot of individuals who get overlooked, who kind of have the wrong idea of what the music industry is, and kind of some selfish ideas of what creating art can do for them. And I very frequently um, make reference to the fact that Houstonians in hip hop have made a lot of money just circling themselves with with their fans. I managed an individual, I still kind of sort of manage him, named ESG. He's Everyday Street Gangsta. And worked with Lil Flip, and a lot of artists out in Houston, and it's awesome. I love it. I just, again, just connecting the dots to make it, independent music artists remember that you don't necessarily need to sign to a record label in order to be a great artist. You need to focus on your fans, focus on your brand, and be consistent. And it's really that simple. And that's been the motivating and driving factor behind everything that I do. Music Biz with the platform, and just kind of letting people know, like, hey, let's get back to the basics here. I know it's a lot out there. I know we are always consumed with celebrities and lifestyles and money problems, and you want to jump ahead, but you can't forget the fans. They are absolutely everything, as far as the driving factor behind your career. So everything I do is based around that, and also helping the legacy of DJ Screw and the Screwed Up Clique, who's surrounded me with love and support in everything that I've done. I love them all. And that's the reason why I'm here.
Nice. And you should point out that the greatest independent label in hip hop is from Houston, and that's Rap A Lot Records.
Amen.
Scarf-
That is another one. That
Scarface,
is another one.
freaking idol, man. That man is a storyteller. You know, when you think storytellers in music, you think of the people like John Denver and all that. But my mind goes to Scarface because nobody tells a story like Brad.
Oh, yes. And I also want to, while I'm here, also give a shout out to a man who's my mentor in the hip hop industry as well. His name is Derek Dixon. He's the owner of Rec Shop Records, who had Fat Pat, Big Pokey, and
Zero.
Zero. He's tied to a lot of the individuals, and he's still around. He's just kind of low key with it, but as part of the platform, we joined together to create something, and um, some materials that would help independent artists remember that we got to get back to the basics. It's not just about the looks of things, it's about changing people's lives with music, and really digging into your artistry, and not really worrying or being concerned with what it looks like in 20 years into the future. You want to focus on now and really touching the lives of fans, because that's the way that it used to be. And I feel like that's something that needs to continue in the music industry as a whole, and especially in independent. music.
Also for Houston, I just got to say real quick, shout out to Justin Fursterfeld in Blue October, who's also from Houston and is like my the man who saved my life musically. So yes,
Wow.
massive love for Houston music. So sorry.
Yeah, we're here. We're still independent. You know, it's a different world. It really is. I absolutely love it. And I admire, I'm not an artist myself, but I admire artists and their willingness to put their heart out there like that. So thank you guys again for having me on the show. I really feel blessed to be able to connect with all of you.
Well, like I said before, if you have a good time, you're always welcome back. So, speaking of that, welcome back for round two. It looks like Kevin starts us off on this one. Kevin, 4-1 versus 4-1. Is it Chuck Berry or Blake Shelton?
Johnny Be Good all the way. Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry gets a nod. Bubbles,
Blake Shelton.
go to 101. CJ,
Um, wow, that's a tough one. Um, I have a real passion for the song Austin. Very, very meaningful song to me. So I'm going to go with Blake on this one, I think.
Rocky.
Still Chuck Berry.
Which means it's a tie-breaking decision coming down to me. I agree with CJ on this one on the song Austin. There's a lot of Blake Shelton songs that are just absolutely fantastic. I'm waiting for him to do something absolutely incredible one of these days, so I can have a tournament just based on Blake Shelton songs. We're going to be doing it eventually. I got to figure out when George Strait's birthday is. So next year, because we're already booking all the way out to the end of this year. So next year, whenever George Strait's birthday is, we're going to celebrate George Strait's birthday by doing George Strait songs because he's got like 50 number ones.
We
So
do
there's
Randy Travis too.
plenty, plenty to choose from. There is, speaking of the next music one, take it back, not the next one, but we have an iconic country song, which is country songs bracket, which all of them are going to be on somewhere. It's actually our 180th episode, and it's going to be our season 7 opener as far as the entire country music. And my dad, who is not going to be on the show, 427, which is his birthday, is going to be helping me out on that one. So I'm gonna have that ability.
We're gonna meet Daddy Fisher.
No, he's not going to be on the show.
Oh,
This isn't his thing.
that's okay.
Trust me, I've asked multiple times. Blake Shelton gets my vote though. 3-2 moves on to the next round. Bubbles. Is it Biggie Smalls or Katy Perry?
Oh man. I'm gonna go with Katy Perry on this one.
Gets a vote. CJ.
Yeah, Katy Perry and who? I'm sorry.
Biggie Smalls.
Uh, I'm going to go Biggie, I think.
Rocky.
I'm gonna go with Biggie on this one too.
I'm also going to go with Biggie. I'm surprised Katy Perry made it to the second round. To be perfectly honest, I would have gone with Dean Martin. So
Why? She has some catchy.
yeah, but it was also Dean Martin, and then again,
Oh
I would
yeah,
have voted
that's
for
right.
Biggie over Dean Martin too. So like Katy Perry's on on the lower level of that particular one. The only
Katy
one
Perry is creative.
she is,
I like her.
in fact, the song. I think the, the song that Kevin was singing before, "Roar," something like that,
Hmm.
ended up on the YouTube videos was in the top 20 for like 3 years straight, which is a
And she still hasn't won a Grammy?
yeah, and she still hasn't won a Grammy. The only one on this list who has won a Grammy since this list was made is Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But
But
then again, as I said, you have people like uh what's her name, Beyonce, winning Grammys and stuff like that, who's won a lot of different Grammys. So I don't put a lot of stock in the entire Grammy situation, but it worked for a tournament that we're doing. So Kevin, Biggie Smalls, Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
So my vote did actually sway that one. 3-2. Biggie Smalls moves on to the next round. CJ, is it Snoop Dogg or Miley Cyrus?
Snoop.
Gets a vote. Rocky
Snoop.
gets another one. I'm going to go with Snoop as well. Kevin,
Oh, it's Snoop Dogg all the way.
and with a possible sweep, Bubbles.
Fuck your sweep. I'm going with Miley Cyrus. I don't know why I chose violence right now.
That's the bastard way.
I know, right?
Mr. Bubbles just walked by my window and flipped me off. I think he's watching.
I mean, Snoop moves on 4-1 to the next round. Rocky
I'm not
touches
mad
off.
about that.
Rocky, is it? We're first of all, before we get this, because this question was brought up before, is it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, I go with Backstreet Boys. NSYNC is like Hill Country Fair, like the off-brand Backstreet Boys, in my opinion. And I'm kind of a little bit of a Justin Timberlake back in the day. Not really today, but yeah. No, that was in sync. Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake was in sync, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm mixing my groups now. Okay, but still Backstreet Boys, they were still over in sync, I think.
I'm opposite of you. I think NSYNC over Backstreet.
I'm an NSYNC over Backstreet Boys myself. So, before we get to Bubbles on that one, CJ, is it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? This is not part of the actual tournament itself. It was just a question that was brought up before. So,
Can I say Air Supply? um, I've
you
honestly
could, but
never
it wouldn't
listened to
count.
either artist, so um, whoever, which one is it sings "Bye Bye Bye"?
In sync.
NSYNC.
Backstreet Boys, no, in sync.
I was gonna say it would have to be In Sync because that's really the only song of the two of them that I know. Um, so
So the three guys so far, if I remember right, are all going for NSYNC. Bubbles, is it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
I wonder if that has anything to do with Deadpool. As far as this vote for NSYNC here. And
No, because I'm not a
I
Marvel
mean, it
guy.
didn't cross my
no,
mind, but I
I
see your point.
I know the song because the band Set It Off did sort of a hard rock cover of it. So it's completely random.
that's okay. So I actually had the opportunity ish to meet Justin Timberlake at a celebrity golf tournament.
Up and there it goes. You just killed it.
I killed it. He did, like, first off, and it was my birthday. Okay, so let me throw this out there. It was my birthday. And all I wanted was just like a quick picture with him. And he could not even, but the cute little like 14, 16-year-old girls that are like, oh my God. And I know they didn't know who he was. Like, I know that. But I am so bitter over this. I am so
Oh,
continuously. But
wait a
he did
minute.
say he's like, happy birthday though, as he's like
Bubbles
walking
holds
away.
grudges. Bubbles
Thank
holds
you.
grudges.
Do you know how many times
Oh,
Bubbles has voted
okay. Well,
against
the
a?
plot twist. What does that mean, Bubbles? What's your vote?
Dude, when you spend money to meet someone and want a picture, I paid $150 for a Comic-Con because I wanted a picture with Tommy Chong. Got in line, stood there for an hour and a half. He was only signing autographs, no pictures allowed.
Oh
I
wow.
was pissed. I
Yep.
stood to get a picture with Tommy, and all I got was a shitty autograph. And I was like, I already had that on a freaking record from back in the day. I already had your autograph, bro. I wanted a picture. No pictures allowed. I was like, I paid $150 freaking dollars
For
for
a signature?
for,
Yeah.
Wow.
for yeah, for a signature, and then had to pay $50 for the signature on top of it.
See, CJ understands a little bit of that bitterness, and it was my
Yeah.
birthday. Like, how do you do something like that on somebody's birthday?
You know,
Asshole.
and I'm born on 420. That was one of the reasons that I wanted the picture with Tommy, because I'm literally a 420 baby. So
There has been so many movies and stuff like that that Justin Timberlake has been in that has been voted against by Bubbles just for this same reason.
For the same reason.
Wow. So Backstreet Boys, right?
You know what? I am gonna have to go with back, but I love. Don't get me wrong.
Yay!
I love Lance Bass. I had like the biggest little crush on him when I was little,
You have no
and then
chance. You
I
have
know
no
I'm
chance.
aware, but then now as an adult, it makes so much sense. Like all of my life choices make sense now. Uh, but
can the ladies,
I still adore Lance Bass. I think he is an amazing human being, and
Mhm.
I love following him on TikTok and Facebook and seeing their little family and stuff like that. So I
I've
did.
met Joey Fatone a couple times. I'm just in Orlando. He's actually a nice guy.
Well, that's
Doesn't Lance Bass have like a home refurbishing show?
I
I
thought he did.
yeah, I think so. And then I think they were doing some kind of music show, but I haven't really seen much on that. Um,
I know one of the New Kids on the Block guys has a home refurbishing show.
That may have been it.
so does Vanilla Ice. And he's
That's the guy
I
really
that I
think
wouldn't
good.
mind getting a picture with.
yeah, I
I
wouldn't
don't do
mind
the
if they
entire
wanted to
audio.
just come raid my house and refurbish it. Like I would not be upset. Just come in and do your thing. You can throw whatever you want away. I've got too much stuff anyways.
Can the
Bubbles
10X
and
kid me say New Kids on the Block? Is that allowed?
oh, they're
I
not
don't
even
do the
here.
entire autograph thing because autograph kind of implies like a resale thing eventually. So I would much rather have pictures than people.
Yeah.
Unless the only way I'd have something autographed if I've already met them in the past and I have a picture with them, I would bring a copy of the picture with me and then have them autograph the picture because that would actually mean something more to me than what the actual thing's worth anyway.
That's fair.
Because it's not going to be worth anything to anybody else. A picture of me with like Hornswoggle or I don't know. I got Kurt Angle up there and uh, Tom McDonald and a whole bunch of other people as well. So
I have a picture of a football player tackling Josh.
I got a picture with Jason Momoa.
That's all
Wow.
fellow
right.
Iowan. Anyway, back to the show.
You know, this reminds me of Bubbles and CJ's issue with the meet and greets. Reminds me of I don't know if y'all watch Big Bang Theory, but Sheldon and Will Wheaton versus Will
Wheaton.
my, my favorite one is when the guys got to meet Stan Lee and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sheldon had
Yeah.
to go to court because he got to taking Penny to the hospital.
All right, we got to get back to the show. I'm not even sure who's up right now. I think it's Rocky. Rocky, is it Spice Girls or Backstreet Boys?
Oh man, Spice Girls. That's my vote, Spice Girls.
I couldn't care less about this vote. I really couldn't. So I'm gonna give my vote to the audience. Uh, between Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, and a vote between 12-3. Spice Girls gets my vote on that one. Kevin, Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys,
I'll go Backstreet Boys.
Bubbles.
I'm definitely gonna have to go Lady Power here. Spice Girls
Yay.
in honor of Women's History Month too.
Yay.
On a day that's not even a full day.
You know what? I feel like they did the same thing with the month of February. Don't like that.
Yeah.
The entire Black History Month being not
The
not even a full
shortest
month. Yeah,
month.
Yeah.
Right.
I always thought that was funny too, and I'm more of a, I don't believe in a Black History Month. I never have. I'm gonna do the entire mantra is like Black history is American history. It should be taught all year round, and not the
Thank you.
same bullshit that's taught every Black History Month that we all know and everything else. Like I want legitimate, actual deep dived history, the same that we get like the rest of American history. I want like deep dive type stuff because I could recite a whole bunch of stuff that I learned via Black History Month, but I don't know anything else besides that. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got to go to TikTok for the real.
You know, white people have a white people have a nasty history of trying to fix things but going about it all wrong, such as a Land O'Lakes thing where they changed the logo and it's just like a white person to basically remove the Indian and keep the land.
did you see that they brought Aunt Jemima back?
Yeah,
I
I
What?
did.
I
yeah
didn't see that.
yeah.
they they did, and I'm sitting there going, it's like I you was really funny is that when that entire thing happened, I seen more I seen more black people complain that they took her off than anything else, because I see more white people talk about how she shouldn't be there, everything else. I'm like, as a white person, do you really care?
It's
I don't.
it's because we have the mentality that we're supposed to be the savior, which is
But
ass backwards and
the thing
stupid
is, though, is that the woman on the bottle, if I
and
remember
ignorant.
right, was the woman who like created the recipe type thing and
Yeah,
was famous for it. So removing her from the bottle is essentially removing a part of a good part of Black history, and it's fucking annoying. It pisses me off. I keep
You
getting
know what's
sidetracked.
really annoying is for as a black woman, not sometimes black Twitter wins these arguments. It's like whoever's voices are the loudest, even though sometimes they could be loud and wrong. It's no like really person who is sitting and like coming to the table with facts and how they can pay attention to the history of these things before they just decide to do away with it altogether. It's just like, oh, outrage is centralized on Twitter or, you know, some other place. But, at the end of the day, that it just doesn't accomplish anything. Like, outrage is just that. It's just outrage. And, um, although there is time for outrage, I would like to see change.
thank
That's what I really want to
Fact.
see. And you know, in paying attention to the family of these people and making sure that they're getting their just dues and paid for the work that was done before they even were born, I feel like that is more important than public outrage, is correcting the history um of these people not being financially compensated. I don't know. That's just me though. So
The old saying, I can show you better than I can tell you.
yeah, that part.
All right, CJ.
Yes.
Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys, I think. I again, I don't know any songs other than Bye Bye Bye. So, and I know that's not a Backstreet Boys, but um, I know them more than the Spice Girls. So, um, I guess name
Oh,
recognition.
tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I really,
Oh,
really
is that
want.
Spice Girls? I
If you
got
want
it.
to
That's
be my lover,
I was gonna. I was
I
gonna.
would love that line. If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a poly relationship, people. I'm just
I was
letting
gonna
you
say
know.
I haven't heard that in like 25 years.
All right, Spice Girls moves on 3-2 to the next round. I start this one off. It's between Kiss and Tupac. Uh, this is Tupac for me, mainly because, uh, mainly because of the song "Dear Mama." I'm sorry, I absolutely love that song. My mom loves that song, and my mom hates rap music. So Tupac gets my vote. And before I go any further, Bubbles,
so sad.
Rocky's probably sitting here like, what the
Oh,
fuck is that
it's
about?
on me. No. It's
No.
Tupac or who?
It's not on you. I was making fun of Bubbles. It's on
Oh.
Kevin. Kevin, is it Tupac or Kiss?
As much as Kiss's Legends, I gotta go Tupac.
Gets another one, Bubbles.
I think I'm gonna have to do same for the same reason Kevin said. Like I do like Kiss, but I think I just like Tupac better.
CJ.
um, again, only one of these have been in a Bill Murray comedy. Tupac.
And Rocky, is it Tupac or Kiss?
Tupac.
5-0. No retort from that, Bubbles? Come on. All right. Tupac moves on 5-0 to the next round, Kevin. Kevin starts us off. Kevin, is it Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin?
Sorry, I had nerds in my mouth.
That's I'm not touching that comment.
um,
Giggity.
You can touch it just a little bit.
That's what
Too
she
far
said.
to reach there, Bubbles. Too far to reach.
I think I'll go Jimmy.
Gets about Bubbles, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Well, fuck us, because I do like both of these.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get those nerds out of your mouth first, but
Do I though? I feel like it add like an extra element.
that's
To
pop
that.
rocks. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could do that, but I mean, you could still roll these.
Hendrix, Joplin.
Um, I'm gonna go with Hendrix.
Gets another one. CJ.
Yeah. Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Rocky.
Hendrix.
And I'm gonna go for Hendrix as well. So it's another.
It's a sweep.
Bitches. That's gonna be a fight and a half, though. Next up, Bubbles. Is it Guns N' Roses or Journey?
Oh, Journey.
CJ.
GNR all day, night, month, year.
Rocky.
You said it was
Guns N'
Journey
Roses
or
and Journey.
oh, okay. Journey.
Both of these, by the way, are sweeps from the previous round.
No longer a sweep now.
No, it actually goes from a sweep to a tie-breaking decision and coming down to Kevin. Kevin, do you want to know who they're facing in the next round?
Yes.
It's either going to be Journey or Guns N' Roses will be facing Snoop in the quarterfinals.
I already have my mind made up. I just want to know who is facing. Uh, because I'm going with Sweet Child of Mine.
GNR moves on. By the way, as far as the possibility for Pearl Necklace goes, there's only technically two options left.
That was a hell of a segue.
Oh, have you been here since we've had this entire Pearl Necklace thing, CJ?
No, obviously not.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I was like,
Sorry.
wait a minute.
Sorry.
How
Okay.
does it go from Sweet Child of Mine to Pearl Necklace?
Sorry. I apologize. We've
I
had
didn't
this
even
long
think of
enough.
that.
That's a-
We've had this long enough that I don't even explain it. Remember how we have our entire Bukake episodes where
I'll take your word for it.
God, all right. A, a Bukake episode is when everybody blows their load on the same turn,
Okay.
which is still a possibility because nobody's blown their load. Uh, a pearl necklace is when you have one contender go through the entire tournament without a vote against it.
Okay.
I did not name that. That was a team of girls that named that on a Disney episode. I shit you not.
I thought maybe it was a ZZ Top
Wow.
reference.
Nope.
No, it was us ladies.
It was the ladies. I was the only guy on that show.
It was
Um,
the Emperor's New Groove, which rightfully deserves the pearl necklace.
yeah.
Wrong lever.
I kind of feel like I need to like
Communicate for that.
send out some gifts, send out some like pearl necklaces to the cast and directors and stuff of that movie because it was just an amazing movie all the way around. Congratulations.
CJ starts us off. CJ, is it Bob Marley or Queen?
Oh, fuck me.
We just talked about a pearl necklace, so
Mm. You know what? Behind Pink Floyd, Queen to me is we have Pink Floyd, Queen, and Prince as the greatest performers of all time. I got to go with Queen. I love Bob Marley, mad respect, but I got to go Queen.
Rocky.
Okay, before I answer this question real quick. So, Mom, if you're listening, that is, you need to Google pearl necklace, bukkake, and blow my load. Okay, and then
Oh
tell me
God.
what you come up with. But I think I gotta
Trying to not get invited.
break my.
That sounds
I
like a
think I
Cards Against
gotta
Humanity
give
game is waiting to
my
happen.
vote to the audience on this one because I have been sitting here like no, I can't go either way. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give my lifeline to the audience.
So all the past parcels have been used with Rockies after this one. It is between Bob Marley and Queen. An 83 to 15 vote, Queen gets the nod off of that one. Queen actually ended up, as far as the audience goes, won their bracket, which determined the ranking, not the seeding, but the ranking for the entire vote selections.
I am not mad at that.
Um, I'm a fan of Queen. I'm a bigger fan of Marley. So Marley gets my vote. Kevin, Marley, Queen.
Queen wrote a song and sung a song about a bicycle. I love it. Queen.
They wrote one about a hot dog stand as well.
Yeah.
Bubbles, finish us out.
Um, I do really like Bob Marley, but I can't exactly like pull out like 3 Bob Marley songs off the top of my head like that. Whereas with Queen, I can. So I'm gonna go with Queen.
4-1. Queen moves on to the next round. We'll be right back right after this break. Uh, we have three bastards on today's show. This is a guest light show, actually, on this one. That looked kind of disgusting there, TJ. But
Sorry, I'm playing a pool game and I scratched on the 9 ball.
so you're scratching your balls over there.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, sounds like the James Bond episode. Kevin, what you been up to?
Other than being here on Bracket Bastards, I do the Mod Squad Network, where we have a movie news show, a horror news show, a gamer news show. We do conversations with the Mod Squad, where we interview YouTube personalities, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. I'm also on my own personal channel, Back to the Retro Review, where I do uh, movie reviews from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I also do a budget podcasting live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I review budget podcasting gear and things like of that nature. So if you're interested, go check it out.
And the senator has joined us today. She's been out for a little bit, but she joined us again. How you doing there, dear?
I'm doing good. I've been doing the Girl Scout cookie things with my tiny humans, which this is our first year doing it, and it's been pretty fun so far. And then you know what? I'm actually going to give a shout out to my sister and her partner with all the musical things that they are doing, the shows that they're performing, and the new music that they are coming out with. So I think that anybody listening should definitely give Don't Call Me Lady a listen to. They are absolutely fantastic. And yeah.
Their Christmas song that they came out this previous years actually it's one of my at least top 20 Christmas songs. Because it's just I wouldn't call it weird, but it's not your traditional Christmas song, and it's actually really good. So, shout out to them. Their previous guests on the show as well. Don't Call Me Lady. I, however, am your well. Actually, before I get to that, Bubbles. As far as the cookie thing goes, uh, my recommendation on this, I was talking to some of the Girl Scout cookie people here the other day, and my recommendation to get people to come to your thing, bring like sidewalk chalk and create games on the ground like entire uh skip fuck is that
Like
game called?
hopscotch.
Hopscotch. Thank you. Entire hopscotch and stuff like that to allow people to come in and join the crowd. Because the bigger crowd you have, the more your attention you're gonna get by other people. Because the entire uh, fear of missing out type situation.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
if you say instead of "Will you buy my cookie?" you say, "Hey, we're only doing this for a limited time." It's also the entire fear of missing out type situation. So, uh, kind of, it's not a threat; it's an opportunity.
Exactly.
There you go. Anyway, I am your host, Freddie Fisher. I also host a couple of other shows, and we have more shows coming on top of this. We're having a big old growth spurt as far as the channel goes. Number one, I host this show. You know what this show is. I don't have to explain it to you. After that, we have the recasting call, which Kevin was a guest on the last one we did. It's currently out. We recasted the TV show Golden Girls, and it is one hell of an episode. Shout out to Jane Lynch on that one as well. The Central Booking is our wrestling show. I've always wanted to do a wrestling program, a pro wrestling podcast. We actually get to do this. It's not your typical wrestling review show. It is a wrestling think tank. Kevin is also on that one a lot as well. Bastards Backstage is an interview show where there's 20 questions and millions of possible answers. And Versus, it's the fifth one. I almost forgot about that one. Versus is a new show that we're currently recording where I take two people from either different backgrounds or a married couple or partners in podcasts and stuff like that and pit them against each other to fill out a bracket of their own, and they have to decide who wins the entire thing, kind of like we do over here on Bastards, but it's a draft episode, so you can go ahead and have some fun on that one as well. Welcome back. Actually, before we get to that one as well, uh, everybody has steal a vote. Everybody has loads to blow. The steal a vote. These next four matches are the last time to use them. If you do not use them in the next four, they just go away. Blown a load, however, goes all the way to the end of the round. Steal a vote. Again, you are allowed to steal one person's vote one time during the game as long as they have not voted yet, and it's your turn. Keep that in mind. Welcome back for round 3 and beyond. It looks like Rocky starts us off on this one. Rocky, is it Blake Shelton or Tupac?
I'm gonna go with Tupac, but I'm also gonna use my. Can I use my steal my vote on
Yep.
this one? Do I get to
So,
say whose vote I'm
yep.
stealing,
Yeah,
or is it?
because
Oh.
that way they don't get to vote. So,
Hmm. Freddie, I'll steal yours.
fine with me. I'm going to go with Tupac anyway. Kevin,
We might as well lock in Tupac now. Then I'm taking Tupac.
Bubbles.
I would have gone for Tupac, but since he is winning anyways, I do want to go ahead and give Blake Shelton at least one vote.
CJ.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna go with Blake Shelton as well. But since he's gonna lose, we'll just go ahead and say Blake and make it 3-2.
He is right. That is 3-2. By the way, those 2 votes for Blake Shelton was the last opportunity for a pearl necklace. Tupac was the last one available. 3-2 moves on to the next round. I start this one off. Spice Girls or Queen. I don't want Queen to win this entire thing. That's the problem that I have now. Others before, like I honestly did sorry, not NSYNC, because I do like Queen more than NSYNC, but I wanted the matchup between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC to happen. Bob Marley, though, I am a bigger fan of Bob Marley more than Queen as far as music goes. I do like Queen more than Spice Girls, but I think Spice Girls is more beatable in the next round. And I got to start thinking strategically. This board, these matchups are all out there, have been through the entire week, so I'm not the only one who's had access to this. As always, Spice Girls gets my vote on this one, and I'm not going to need it, I don't think, later on, so I'm going to steal somebody's vote. CJ, I'm going to steal your vote. I'm going to go for Queen on this one. We're going to go for Queen on this one. So Spice Girls is up by 2. Kevin, Spice Girls, Queen.
Wait, are you voting for Queen or are you voting for Spice Girls?
I'm voting for Spice Girls.
Because you just said you.
Because you said
Queen
we are
is,
going for Queen.
Sorry, we're going for Spice Girls. That's what I meant.
No worries.
I have a lot to do on this show. Chill.
It's fair. I just wanted to make sure for audio land that we had that clarified.
That's all right.
So I'm going
sure to edit this entire thing out.
I'm going to steal Bubbles' vote, and I am going to take Queen.
How did you know I wasn't going to choose Queen anyways?
You just have that bubbly baby personality.
All right. So before we get to the tie-breaking decision on Rocky, I'm going to give Rocky a chance to think this out between Queen and Spice Girls. Bubbles, what would have your vote gone with?
I actually probably would have went with Queen, just because I feel that Queen has more songs that I listen to more often.
And I have a definite feeling CJ would have gone with Queen, but CJ,
Yeah, that was
would have
even
been
close,
Queen.
bro.
So it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Rocky. Rocky, is it Spice Girls or Queen?
Oh my God. What? Okay, before I answer this, can you explain what blow my load means again?
Okay, blowing your load. If you're one of the first people to go, since we vote in a circle. If you're one of the first people to go and don't want to be, you can blow your load. It means you're going last. If somebody
Oh,
else,
okay. So
if
I'm
somebody
going
else in
last
the
then.
turn blows their load after you in the same turn, you're no longer going last, but you're going directly before them in this the same cycle.
So I really don't have any lifelines to use on this go round
No,
anyway, right?
nope.
All right. Okay, well, let me see. Um,
You
God, I
do
don't know.
have the perfect opportunity to be a true bastard
Yes,
And
right now
vote against the head bastard, Freddie.
because he does
or
not want Queen to go all the way through.
you can
Oh,
be a
he
bastard in the
doesn't.
way and because okay, if Queen wins this, you know Queen's going to win the entire thing. Because Queen will obliterate everybody, with the exception of maybe Tupac on here. I think
The
Yeah.
Queen is just so good.
I think
Rocky
Yeah,
would have
and
Queen.
you guys aren't
power.
gonna vote for Spice Girls anyway, so
Well, that's the thing though, is that
we
It's
the
already
a
vote
split
know.
the vote
vote.
comes down to you. So
All right. Well,
my
I'm gonna go with Queen because I want to see what Queen is gonna do against the winners here. Yeah.
Good choice.
so Queen moves on 3-2 to the next round. Uh, I started that one off, which means Kevin starts this one off. Kevin, is it Biggie Smalls or Jimi Hendrix?
Even though I love it when you call me Big Papa, I'm going with Jimmy because you know what? I'm not a Biggie fan.
Bubbles.
Not that I don't listen to Biggie, but I think I'm with Kevin because I feel like I voted against him on every round at this point, and I'm going to vote against him again.
CJ.
And I did not realize that until now.
So what do we got? We got Jimmy versus Biggie.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Stand right next to a mountain.
I was really
Chop it
hoping for Biggie to
down.
move on because that matchup would have been great. Rocky,
Okay, what's the question again?
is it Biggie Smalls or Jimi Hendrix?
Biggie Smalls.
I'm gonna also go with Biggie on that one, mainly for the entire Big Papa song. That that song is an
Yeah.
earwig and a half, and yeah. Hendrix moves on 3-2, faces another 3-2 in the next round. Last up, Bubbles starts us off. Bubbles, is it Guns N' Roses or Snoop?
Again, I have that little bit of a twinge of bitterness and holding the grudge here because as Kevin pointed out, I'm a grudge holder. Um, I'm going to go with Snoop on this because there's zero reasons for you to make me stand in a crowd of sweaty, stinky people for an hour without singing or doing something to entertain me when I paid for it.
That
CJ?
makes very much sense, Bubbles. I agree with you on that.
CJ, is it Snoop Dogg or GNR?
Um,
You also have two lifelines left, so
Yeah. I would probably, truthfully, I'd probably go for Snoop in this one. I like GNR, but they have certain songs that annoy the shit out of me. Um, that I would just skip over. Where Snoop is, you know, Snoop's got that Scarface effect, man. You get in your car, you just crank it up, put the windows down, and just let the bass ride.
Rocky, is it Guns N' Roses or Snoop?
Are you on mute?
I am
There's
not anymore. And this one is Snoop or Guns
Guns
N'
N'
Roses?
Roses.
Yeah, I'm going with Snoop on this one too.
Make it 4 for me, Kevin. Snoop Dogg, Guns N' Roses.
I don't. Okay, I probably would go for Snoop, but I'm gonna give it a GNR because I think a lot of Snoop's big hits are a lot of collabs. So I'm gonna just go Guns N' Roses because of that.
Snoop moves on 4-1. That means Kevin's, Bubbles, and CJ's Steela votes are not used and off the board now.
I used my still a vote.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, either way, they're all off the board. I just didn't write it down. Final 4. CJ starts us off.
Countdown.
Choose one of these, and that's the matchup where we will be starting off with. Is it Tupac, Queen, Hendrix, or Snoop?
I'll go with Queen.
So is it Queen or Snoop?
I got to go with Queen. They have a song that is very personal to me. One of my very best friends died. And it was a song called "Sail Away, Sweet Sister." So, um, yeah.
Queen gets a vote. Rocky, Queen, Snoop.
Oh God, this is getting harder.
Yes.
Oh, I guess that's the point, right?
Giggity.
Giggity.
I say they make pills for that.
Oh
So
God. All right. Snoop um did make me mad recently. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Queen. Uh yeah. Oh wait, can you also tell me who is like give me a preview of who's next or we don't do that anymore? Is
well,
that a
I mean, I
lifeline?
I I did announce the final 4. So the other two that are not in the matchup currently are Tupac and Hendrix. So they're going to
Oh,
be on the
okay.
other side of it. So
Okay. Okay.
I'm not revealing
Yeah,
anything that wouldn't be
okay, I'm gonna go with Queen.
uh,
Galileo.
Queen. Queen gets the vote. I'm going to go for Snoop. Again, I don't want Queen winning this. It's too. It's just so obvious type thing.
He's like, this is too basic.
It's
We
way
can't
too damn
have it.
basic. Like, um. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Snoop. Just that, and you can you can only I can only listen to Queen for so long. I have nothing against Queen. I really don't. But I I listen to Queen for quality. I listen to Snoop for to have a good time type thing.
Did you happen to see the movie though, Freddie?
The
I
movie was
didn't,
horrible.
but the only reason I don't watch unless it's like a legitimate like a biography channel type thing. I try not to watch stuff like that because it's never really true to light type thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna watch something to learn about somebody, I want it to be like an actual documentary type thing and thoroughly researched. So, but yeah, just like the entire Wild Wild West vote last week, where uh, it was Wild Wild West over Twister. Like Twister is a better movie. All right, we all know that. But Wild Wild West is a movie that you go to watch because it's just fun. I listen to music to have fun. Queen is better, but Snoop is more fun for me. So I'm gonna go for Snoop. Kevin, Snoop or Queen?
No, I'm gonna be the basic I'm gonna be the basic bearded bastard and go for Queen.
Queen moves on to the finals. Bubble finishes out.
Uh,
You made a great speech. You made a great speech.
I mean,
Kevin. Oh
one of
God.
these days, I'm
Freddie, play I'm surrounded by assholes.
I don't have that
I'm
button. Kevin does.
surrounded by assholes.
Oh, I forget. Freddie, what is your button?
I have an applause button. I need to add stuff to it, but I have an applause button, an air horn, which all these are on delay and it pisses me off. A doorbell ring, trumpet sound, magical twinkle, which sounds like a leprechaun peeing.
Oh my god, if I had a
Alone.
sound, that would be the sound that would end like as I enter a room every time. Like if there was like theme music or whatever for people entering rooms, that would be mine to announce me walking in.
Bubbles, I completely agree with you on that. You definitely, that is your sound.
Just have it ready on my phone and just play it anyways.
I think I
I
would
have
use the entire Netflix sound. Dun.
Mine would be
Or
a
no,
ludicrous move, bitch. Get out the way.
Thank
the
you.
the one from Law and Order.
yeah.
Dun,
That
dun.
sound from Law and Order. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Every time I go into a room, I want the entire dun sound.
Mine would be TriStar Pictures intro. Yeah, the length of it and the horse and everything.
Dun, dun,
That would be
dun,
so
dun,
magical.
dun.
Love that.
Or the Indiana Jones one. There's a song from Star Wars that I wouldn't mind. I don't like Star Wars, but there's a couple
Do,
songs.
do, do,
The
do.
entire
The Imperial Death
Imperial
March.
March.
Let me
There's
tell you what, if I'm in a mood, that would be mine walking in. Like, just, I don't know.
Roman
There's something
Reigns
about that.
entrance music.
I think I'd use the
Yes.
Billy Bob Thornton Bad Santa one where he's sitting at the bar and he's like, "Are you off your fucking meds?"
Anyway, Bubble, finish this out. Is it Snoop Dogg or Queen?
Um, if Queen was not moving forward, I would have chosen Queen. I, however, musically wise, think that Snoop Dogg does deserve a split vote on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and give my vote to Snoop Dogg.
Snoop moves on to third place possibilities. Queen moves on to finals. Rocky starts us off. Rocky, is it Tupac or Hendrix?
Tupac.
By the way, if Biggie would have won the previous round, it would have been Tupac versus Biggie.
Oh man.
When you said that, I
I
knew
played a
Tupac and Biggie.
Oh man.
I know, which is the reason I'm like, that matchup would have been really good. This matchup is good too, though.
Opportunity
So,
missed.
uh,
Y'all need a womp womp button.
Womp,
hold on,
womp,
hold on.
No, do I
Womp.
have?
womp, womp, womp.
Perfect. That one.
There's like a 3 or 4 second delay on those sounds. I don't like it. Uh, I'm gonna okay. Between Hendrix and Tupac, I like Tupac's lyrics, musical ability, voice, everything else along with that as well. Hendrix's guitar playing though is almost surpasses all of the other previous things I just mentioned with Tupac. But as far as categories go, I'm gonna go with Tupac on this entire thing. Kevin, Tupac, Hendrix.
I agree with everything you just said. I really do. However, there's
It's like
only
a butt.
but only one of those was Hulk Hogan's theme song in NWO, and I'm going to go with Jimi Hendrix.
I was waiting for someone to make some type of wrestling reference.
I'll stand right
I've made
next
a
to him
Come
couple
all
of them.
time.
on. Wait, okay, I
Chop
guess
it down
I
with the edge
missed
of my
some.
hand.
I mean, not on the entire Hendrix thing, but I made a couple references on wrestling so far. Bubbles, Hendrix, Tupac.
Um, right now, I feel like I would like to be on like a Hendrix vibe, but I kind of want to see Tupac move forward. So I'm gonna go with Tupac.
I don't know, I kind of like both their vibes on that one. CJ finishes out.
Um, I'm sticking with my original thought. Only one of these men have been in a Bill Murray comedy. So, and I'm leaving that out there for anybody to figure out which one. So, um, Tupac.
Uh,
Is it on me?
no. I was trying to write. I when it comes
Oh,
down to this section, I have to write everything twice because so it takes me a little bit longer. Third
you need an
place,
assistant, Freddie.
I really do, but uh,
Yeah.
we don't. We have a very strict thing, a strict rules on the entire advertising. So we don't really make money off this. This is just fun, and it's fun. So I always tell people this is cheaper than therapy. So that's where I make my money. Make my money off of it is saving. Third place. I start us off. This is a good final four, though. I'm just letting you know. Between third place is Hendrix or Snoop. I'm a fan of Snoop. Always have been a fan of Snoop. I've gotten grounded for having I think it was Dog Pound in my uh, case at home when I was a kid. So, and I still love the entire thing. I think there was a skit on one of them where talking about what he wants to be when he grows up, and he goes, "I want to be a motherfucking hustler. Better ask somebody." Type thing. I think that's Snoop. I can't remember, but having said that, I'm gonna vote for Hendrix because that guitar playing, dude. That's like I want to see a riff off between Hendrix and Santana.
Yeah, that'd be pretty badass.
Like that just
I wouldn't mind throwing Slash in there too.
yeah, no, I agree with that too. But no, Hendrix gets my vote. Kevin, is it Hendrix or Snoop?
I'll go Snoop.
Gets a vote. Bubbles.
Hendrix.
CJ.
I already voted, didn't I? Didn't I say?
No. This
Oh,
is this is third place.
oh, okay. Um, um, I'll probably go with Hendrix over Snoop just because of the Gary Moore thing.
And Rocky finishes out. Is it Hendrix or Snoop?
Let's go with Hendrix.
4-1. Hendrix gets third place. Finals. Kevin starts us off. Last, nobody has blown a load. This is the last time to do it. Kevin, Is it Queen or Tupac?
Blowing my load.
Bubbles,
Blowing my load.
CJ.
I'm going Queen.
Ah, so close.
Oh,
So
CJ.
close.
He doesn't get to finish.
I know, right? Rocky, Queen, Tupac.
Oh my God, so much pressure.
Say,
That's why we
Tupac.
blew our load because of the pressure.
say, I've been married.
Yeah.
Blowing your load is overrated.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you're wrong on multiple levels on that one. Like,
Maybe it was just my ex.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But like I said, Rocky, you do have that ability if you wanted to blow your load. This is the last time to do it. Either that or it's Queen or Tupac.
I'm going to blow my load.
I am also going to blow my load. We have 4 out of 5. Fuck you, CJ. For
Couldn't give us a nice bukkake.
you couldn't have Rocky be on one of
Pearl
our
nickel.
Bukake episodes. We've only had like 3 out of 170 plus episodes that has ever had that happen. This is the
Could have been
first time
4.
Rocky's been on here. She could have gone home with the Bukake. But no, you ruined
Time
it.
to be gentlemanly here.
It would have been an amazing way to end Mardi Gras.
It would have been a
Yes,
happy
it
ending. All
would
right.
have.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, Kevin.
Mom, Google happy ending too.
If your mom's listening to this, dude, I'm sorry.
Mama Rocket.
Oh yeah.
While I do love Tupac, I really do. I think Queen deserves it. I think they deserve a Grammy a little bit more than Tupac.
Bubbles.
I'm going with Tupac.
Rocky.
I'm going with Tupac.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I wanted to pick
Mm.
Queen, but I did that
Yeah.
strategically.
I mean, I could be a bastard and go for Queen now, but like,
Well,
You
that would
should.
be up to you.
That's
'Cause, I
that's the
mean,
bastard
I
thing to
wouldn't be
do.
mad if
I'm just
Queen.
saying.
I wouldn't be
I
mad
know.
if Queen won, but I
No,
was
and
like,
I wouldn't be mad that Queen won. I really wouldn't. Like, if it came down to it, if Queen it did, if not, I'm voting for Tupac. Um,
He's
let's just
done.
make sure that's fucking clear. If Queen would have won, I wouldn't have been too mad because Queen did win the audience vote with an 83 votes total. And Tupac, where did Tupac leave us? Tupac had 30. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm not mad with either one.
no, I'm not. I wouldn't have been mad with either Snoop or Hendrix winning this either. So
Yeah,
having a final 4 of those 4
it's really toss up on all of them.
and Queen is the only band in this entire situation too, like a group thing too. So is it really Queen or uh Freddie Mercury on that one?
It'd be Freddie.
Yeah,
That voice.
type thing. Because if you take Freddie out of Queen, then Queen isn't Queen.
and that goes
Actually,
to Rocky's point too. I know it's not a documentary; it's just a movie, but like it kind of started. Queen had started before Freddie Mercury, and they really didn't do much. And he kind of listened to him, and I think it was his creativity that took all of their talents and meshed them together because he kind of like
Oh, Bubbles, you better preach. I love it.
I was gonna say,
That
actually, if
is
you
so
ever
true.
listen to Brian sing, Brian sounds like Freddie when he sings, but he didn't have the showmanship or the character that Freddie had. Freddie's character His performance is what sold it, not so much his voice.
I'm gonna clip that.
Freddie,
I
do
just
you not like Freddie? Is it a Freddie thing or is it a Queen thing?
No, it's not. It's not even that. Like I said, I'm a fan of Queen. I always have been a fan of Queen. But I think I think Queen is a solid 7 or 8 on a scale of 10. When people range them at like a 9.5 out of 10. And same thing
Hmm.
as Star Wars. Like I know people who absolutely love Star Wars. And don't get me wrong, Star Wars is okay. Like I don't have anything against it. I just feel that it's nowhere near as good as what people say it is, especially the new ones.
I've
But
never seen a Star Wars film, so
yeah,
really.
yeah, I've never.
well, I've seen every single one of them, and I I I kind of wish I was you at this point. So
I love Star Wars. I wouldn't say like I'm a Star Wars like big super nerd, but I absolutely do love Star Wars. I will sit down and I will watch it anytime.
I mean,
Fuck Star
see,
Wars.
I really wish you would have uh, volunteered to be on tomorrow's show on the recasting call because we're recasting Star Wars.
I know. I know. I've just been so busy with everything.
No, it's all right. Anyway, that's our show this week. Uh, Final four. First place Tupac, second Queen, third Hendrix, and final filling out the last of it would be Snoop Dogg. I think every one of them, at least the top four, deserve at least one Grammy, if not more, by this time.
Oh, I
But
fully agree.
I don't think Queen has a possibility to do it unless somebody covers not covers one. If somebody if somebody covers a Queen song and wins a Grammy for it, at least they'll get a Grammy for the writing on it. But as far as anything else goes, I don't think Queen has a chance. Hendrix, same thing. Tupac, same thing. They're all gone. Snoop has a possibility
You
for
know,
it,
the Queen
but
is still out performing with Adam Lambert, and Adam he's a hell of a singer, man. There's
I I don't think they would allow it.
mm,
But then again, they did allow
Depends on if they come out with a new album.
Beyonce to.
I say, could they stop him if they came out with new material? I mean, with Adam on it. I mean, I was very skeptical of Adam at first, but that second solo record, man, was just so crazy good that he won me over.
To all the people out there who are going to be giving me shit for the entire Beyonce comment throughout the show. Um, I have no problem with Beyonce's country album. I really don't. There are a couple of good songs on there. I think she did Jolene better than Dolly Parton did, and it the only reason why is because Dolly Parton's version of Jolene is sad, where Beyonce's version of Jolene she comes off as a badass, and I think that's where it should be. Is more of the entire "please don't take my man" over "fuck you" type thing. So
Oh, Rocky disappeared.
yeah, I did tell her it'd probably take about 2 hours, and that was a half hour ago. So she may be doing something. Anyway, that is our show this week, guys. I do apologize for taking so long. You can find Kevin at.
Well, you can find me in the Mod Squad Network official community, in the Back to the Retro Review official community, both on Facebook or on Instagram at Back to the Retro Review, one word.
You can find Bubbles at.
Right here on Bracket Bastards, or you can also find me on TikTok under Bubbles the Senator.
You can find CJ at.
Just look up Music God CJ playing. There's even a webpage now, musicgodcjplaying.rocks. So that's where everything is going to be in one spot. Just add .rocks at the end of what you see on the screen.
And you can find our first time, but hopefully not last time guest, Rocky at. She bounces.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's probably having audio issues. I do apologize about that. I will get her contact information and where you can find her, and I will make sure to put that in show notes. So I do apologize about that. I am your host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracket Bastards, the audience vote, where you can vote along to next week's bracket, where we are talking about Alan Tudyk.
Okay.
It is going to be a shit ton of fun on that one because Alan Tudyk is one of my favorite voice actors. In fact, he's
Actors in general.
yeah, he's also on my list for tomorrow's show, tomorrow's recasting call. So keep that in mind. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. We're all at Bracket Pod, and on Instagram, you can find me at Can't Lick Me, not one word. I think she's having issues.
Yeah. Yeah. In chat, she said audio out.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. All right, I gotta go back to the hell. My computer is going weird. I like to leave every single show with a quote. Today's quote is from Bill Bowerman. It says, "Victory is in having done your best. If you've done your best, you've won." That is our show this week, guys. Catch us next week, as always, 2 p.m. Central, Sundays.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.